Greetings and salutations, and this is TechRenard here, back with more Sonic Frontiers. And yeah, we are continuing on Ares Island, which I think we began on the last video, I want to say. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. Actually, yeah, I think it was the last video, because I think we faced the first boss fight in the last video, and then started on Ares Island. So now we're continuing. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm at now, so just took me a second to remember. Sorry. I'm reading stuff while I'm commentating, by the way, so if I go silent for just a second, that's probably why. Don't really have anything to comment on. I probably shouldn't have started commentary yet, because I just ended off a video where I ran out of things to talk about.
What do you mean?
So probably shouldn't have started it yet. I probably should have gave it a minute. So yeah, I'm gonna pause commentary and wait till I have an idea of what I want to talk about. Anyways, okay, yeah, now I'm ready to commentate. Sorry, I needed a minute because I was kind of like, I don't know, I guess I was out of stuff to talk about. Oh, we're gonna fight this guy. Yay! I actually have something to commentate about now. I don't gotta think of stuff off the top of my head. Well, first of all, I want to talk about how this guy's called Sumo, because a lot of these guys are named based off how they look. And yeah, while we get some really goofy names like Squid, and later on Fortress, this guy is named Sumo, which actually kind of sounds cool. But the thing is, he doesn't really look like a sumo. You know? He kind of doesn't. Like, yeah, his midsection is circle shaped, but he's not built like a sumo. Like, his arms are too big for one. Two, he don't got legs. He's got wheels where his legs should be. Like, this guy ain't built like a sumo. However, I think this is honestly one of the coolest mini-boss designs in the game. And I honestly like his name. This is probably one of my favorite mini-bosses in Sonic Frontiers. Despite what I was saying before about him not actually looking like a sumo. Out of the ones we've faced so far, I think this one and Shark. I like Shark too. Shark is pretty fun. I think we faced Shark in the last video. I'm not sure. Either that or we're going to be facing Shark later in this one, but Sumo and Shark are probably two of my favorites. The ones on Kronos Island ain't really it, honestly. Same with the ones on the final island we'll get to later. But there's a couple on this island that I like, and there's a couple on the next island that I like. So, yeah, just, I'll point them out when we get to them if I remember to. If I don't, then apologies. If I don't, then bug me in the comments of that video. And bug me in the comments of this video if I don't. And I'll pin a comment stating what my other favorite mini-bosses in the game are. And I'll include Sumo and Shark on that list as well. Okay, let's do this real quick. Okay, this is actually kind of fun, I'm not gonna lie. I think I do mess up at first because I'm not sure exactly how to get on these platforms at first, but after figuring it out, this is actually kind of a fun little mini challenge. What? Unfortunately, I don't know how to do it yet. Once I do figure out how to do it, it's actually pretty fun. Yeah, see, I messed up. But I know how to do it now. No, not that one. I was trying to homing attack that, yeah. Let's do it, man. We can do it. We can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it to it, dude. Gotta go fast. Too easy. You're too slow. Sorry, I had to. Yeah. Let's do it to it. I can't do a good Sonic impression. It's honestly shit. I can do other Sonic characters though. I can do SPO. No holds barred. You know, I can do SPO. My favorite scene in Sonic Heroes is actually, to quote, while we're on the topic of my impression of SPO, is "Heh, looks like we're in a jail, boys. Evil must die. Beware my ninja power." Enough of this. SPO Charmy Vector. Time to meet your maker. I'll show you what real evil is. That's my favorite one to. I don't know why. He sounds like even madder at Team Chaotix than he does the other teams, which is one reason. But also, I just like the quotes that SPO and Vector have in that cutscene, more so than what the other teams say about the Egg Emperor. So it's just, that cutscene is. But yeah, I can do a voice impression of Dean Bristow, Dr. Eggman. I can also do a voice impression of Jim Cummings, Dr. Robotnik. Snively, what color is my heart? Hold on, I messed up. Snively, what color is my heart? Fuck it, I'm not gonna try to do the actual impression because I'm fucking up today for some reason. But I could do an SPO impression. I could do Dean Bristow, Dr. Eggman impression. I could do Silver the Hedgehog impression. How about this? Take this! It's no use! I can use a boost right about now. I found you, Iblis Trigger! I don't know. Silver has some really fun lines. He's not one of my favorite characters by any means. Like, he ain't even on my, I think he's on C tier for me, honestly. But he does have some really good quotes. He really does. Some really memorable ones. I must stop the Iblis Trigger. How about this? Take this. It's no use. I can use a boost right about now. Ultimate power is ready. Hello, I'm Silver the Hedgehog here, playing Sonic Frontiers. I've taken over the video for Techrodon for a moment, and I'm going to commentate now. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you like it, please demolish that sub button for more content, as Techrodon would say. And I hope you enjoy my commentary, my contribution to the video. Now, I would like to start by saying Sonic Frontiers is a shit game. They didn't even invite me to it. Can you believe that? Why didn't they even have me in the game? I haven't done anything in the past 10 years. They couldn't have given me this chance? Are you serious? No, but it's a good game. I'm just mad they didn't have me part of it. I'm a good character, right? I can't keep it up. I can't keep it up. I gotta practice the voice more because I've noticed there's some moments where I drop the voice for a split second. Like, I mess up on the voice for a split second, but I at least could do it good enough to where I was doing the voice for a minute. Even if, like, there were a couple times I dropped it. If I practice enough, I bet you I could do a really good Silver impression. Like, a dead-on Silver impression. I can also do if you remember this character, I can also do a Sleet impression from Sonic Underground. Dr. Robot, hold on. Yes, hold on. I need to drink some water real quick, because my throat won't clear, and I can't do that voice unless my throat clears. Yes, yes sir, Dr. Robot. We shall capture those hedgehogs. Those hedgehogs that are getting in the way of your plan. Yes, sir. We got this, sir. Dingo, you idiot. You stupid idiot. He kind of has a voice. I know he's voiced by Maurice LaMarche, but he kind of sounds like a mix of the Brain and Nolan North's Dr. Engine. He kind of sounds like somewhere in between that. Between Maurice LaMarche's Brain and Nolan North's Dr. Engine from Tag Team Racing, and specifically Tag Team Racing, because his take does get a little goofier after that. Which I guess is why they chose Nolan, or not Nolan North, which I guess is why they chose Corey Burton for the Insane Trilogy and Crash 4, because if they just put a filter on Corey, he sounds enough like the original Engine. I honestly think they should have got Quentin Flynn, personally speaking, because I think Quentin Flynn was the closest we ever got to the original Engine voice after Brendan O'Brien stopped voicing him. But, you know. Yeah, I can do Sonic voices. Hold on. Where's that damn Ford Chaos Emerald? You're comparing yourself to me? Huh! You're not even good enough to be my fate. Like it or not, I have to believe him. Is to find those Chaos Emeralds. Doctor! Those androids! The ones that look like me! Am I? What? Honestly, the voices I practice with the most for Sonic characters is definitely the Bristow, Dr. Eggman, and Jason Griffith Shadow. And, what was it? Bill Corkery Espio? Those are the ones I practice the most. I'm decent as Silver, but I think the voices I, am better at is definitely Dr. Eggman, Espio, and Shadow. Especially because the versions of Espio and Shadow I do impressions of, they're pretty close in range, honestly speaking. They both require you to do, a raspy voice, in a way. One's got more gravel to it, which is Espio's, and has a bit more, aggression in it, for some reason, even though Espio's not that aggressive. And then Shadow's is a little softer. That's, really what the difference is. Let me think of another quote, because I do want to do a little bit more of the Shadow voice before I move on and try a different character. I can do Storm the Albatross, too. I'll do that real quick. What was it? What was a quote that I knew, that I had memorized for Storm at one point? I hope you're ready for this! See, that's my Storm impression. It's probably not that good, because I haven't practiced so much either, but that's my Storm impression. I hope you're ready for this! Let me try Shadow again. I need a different line. I'm trying to think. Shadow's a hard one, because most of the lines I can think of him are from Adventure, and Adventure's not the Shadow voice I'm trying to imitate. I did do an SA2 line when I was doing a Shadow impression, but it wasn't doing an impression of that voice. It was just using that line. Damn it, I need another line. Damn, not here. I have no time for these humans. A lot of these quotes come from Shadow the Hedgehog too, because that's the game he has the most lines in, obviously. Let me think of... What about Sonic Heroes? I'll take it for here. Oh wait, hold on. Didn't you know? We've got a date with Eggman too. Then it'll be a date to die for. Hey, that's my life! Actually, I might be able to do an impression of that version of Sonic. I can't do Jason Griffith's Sonic, which is the one I was trying to do earlier. Let me try it. Let me try it. I found you, faker. Faker. I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me. Huh! You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. You don't stand a chance. What's another character? Got it! Yeah! Hurrah! Yeah! Too cool. That's an impression of the Sonic Heroes. Knuckles. I'm blanking on the name of the voice actor, so it's that version of Knuckles. I don't think it's that good, honestly. I think the voices I do good are Dr. Eggman, Espio, Shadow, and that one take on Sonic I just did, trying to do, what's his name? Ryan Drummond Sonic. I think I can do Ryan Drummond Sonic. I can't do Roger, Jaleel White, Ben Schwartz, or Jason Griffith. Jason Griffith's definitely the hardest. I think Jason Griffith did have the best take on Sonic. Personally, however, I will say Roger's performance in Frontiers and Ryan Drummond's performance in Sonic and Tails R, which you should definitely go check out, it's good, I think both of those are on par with Jason's performance in Unleashed and Black Knight. But, yeah. I don't know. Let's blast through with Sonic speed! Here we go! Hold on. Some formations are better suited for enemy team formations. I'll take the lead when the enemies are in fly... No, is it fly... Yeah, I'll take the lead when the enemies are at fly formation. Some formations are better suited for enemy team formations. I'll take the lead when the enemies are in fly formation. Some team formations are better suited for enemy formations. I'll take the lead when the enemies are in speed formation. It's like that's the team battle lines. I'm literally doing team battle lines now. Let me think. Some formations are better suited for enemy formations. I'll take the lead when the enemies are in fly formation. I like how most of my impressions are speed characters, so like I've said the same line like 3 times. I'm sorry, but most speed characters are more in my vocal range, honestly. The only ones that aren't speed characters are Dr. Eggman and Vector. I think I do a decent Vector, and Storm, obviously, but I think I do a decent Vector. You know what they say! No, that was an Eggman laugh. You know our policy. We never turn down work that pays. Come on, boys. Let's go. Looks like we're in a jam, boys. You know, I had the same weird feeling about our client's real identity. It could be you-know-who. Actually, after doing those lines and listening to it back, I think my Vector impression is actually better than I'm giving it credit for. The ones I need to work on the most are definitely Sonic, Silver, and Storm. Because I think my Shadow, SPO, Vector, and Eggman ones are pretty good. I don't think they need much work. I do need to practice on keeping the voice for all these voices when doing impressions, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed me doing these impressions. It's me trying to keep the video interesting in a way that is actually pretty creative, because I wish I thought of this before in an earlier part of this, because I love doing video game voice impressions, especially for 3D platformer series like Sonic and Crash Bandicoot. Like, I could do Crash Bandicoot voice impressions, but I'm not going to go there in this video because this is a Sonic video, not a Crash video. Plus, I already mentioned something about engine earlier, so I'm not gonna try. Plus, if you want to hear me do a couple voice impressions of Crash characters, you could always go watch, like, I think I posted a video a few months back where I did like 12 video game voice impressions. So if you want to hear me do some Crash Bandicoot voice impressions, there's 3 of them at the very beginning of that video. So you could always go check that out. Okay, we're going into another cyberspace level now. Unfortunately, it's hard to find lines for Storm and Silver in particular, because they weren't in Sonic Heroes. And I'm going to tell you why that makes it harder. Sonic Heroes is the main game you can find quotes from when you search up Sonic character quotes. The fact that Silver and Storm weren't in that game makes it much harder, because it means I gotta go watch YouTube clips and stuff to remember their lines. Luckily, Silver has like a few really quotable lines, like the ones I did earlier, so his is a little easier. Storm is not so much, because most of Storm's lines are cutscene lines. He doesn't have many in-game lines for the writer's games. Most of them are cutscene ones. And you have to, like, kind of exclude the voice lines he has in Free Riders, because that's a different voice actor, obviously. And yeah, I could try to do my own take on the character, which I guess is kind of what my shadow voice is, because even though I'm trying to sound like Jason Griffith, I'm not trying to, it doesn't sound exactly like Jason. I am giving my own, like, little touch on it. I do try to make my shadow voice a little more gruff, kind of like the, what's his name? Kirk Thornton. Kind of like the Kirk Thornton voice is, but I also try to make it soft enough where it still sounds like Shadow. No offense to Kirk Thornton, I think he does an amazing job as Orbot, but I've never liked his Shadow, and the fact he's still Shadow is, like, really surprising to me. I think the only reason they still have him as Shadow is because he also voices Orbot, and it probably, it either saves them money, or it just saves them the effort of getting an extra voice actor for Orbot. So, yeah, I think, or not an extra voice actor for Shadow. So I think that pretty much is why. I think it's just so they don't have to, like, go through the trouble of getting a separate voice actor for Shadow, honestly speaking. Because, let's be real, Kirk is kind of the worst Shadow voice. Granted, we've only had 3 voices for Shadow. We're about to have 5, which is crazy to think about, because we got one for Sonic Prime, and we got one for Sonic Movie 3. And judging by the fact that, I forgot where I read it, but I read something about, like, what was his name? I feel bad. Jim Carrey. I feel bad for reading his name, because he's literally the best part of the Sonic movies. I read something about, like, Jim Carrey not coming back for the 3rd movie, so I have a bad feeling that Shadow is going to be an antagonist in the 3rd movie. But they could, like, pull a 180 and make it Gun, like make Gun the main antagonist of the final movie. They could do that, which I think would be more interesting personally. I think it'd be interesting if they took Shadow down a route that the mainline series did, where, like, he was an antagonist at first, but he kind of, like, joined Sonic's side at the end of his debut game. I think that would be the more interesting route to go. And I think it'd be interesting if Gun was trying to use Shadow, like Eggman did in SA2, but Shadow, like, turned on them near the end, and by the time he turned on them, they just kind of became the primary antagonist. I think that it would be a really interesting way to do it, honestly speaking. And I do think they need to bring in a female character in Sonic Movie 3. They really do. I don't care if it's Amy, I don't care if it's Blaze, I don't care if it's Cream. Bring someone in. I don't care if it's Whisper or Tangle. Hell, I will be happy if it's Whisper. I actually would. Because, one, it would be surprising, because when you think of female characters with Sonic Movie 3, you instantly think Amy. So it being Whisper would be really surprising. But on top of that, I want a fully animated and voiced version of Whisper. I really do. Whisper is a phenomenal character. She's my favorite IDW original Sonic character. And I think she needs a fully animated and voiced portrayal already. So honestly, I think Sonic Movie 3, if they brought in Whisper as a character in Sonic Movie 3 instead of Amy or Rouge or, you know, those other, like, choices that are kind of obvious, I think if they brought in Whisper instead, not only would it be a surprise, but I think people would actually be happy about it. Well, aside from Amy stands, but, you know, they get enough of Amy in the mainline games and the IDW comics. They can chill with Amy not being in the movies. They can get over that. I mean, Blaze is not in the movies. My favorite Sonic character is Blaze, and she's not in the movies. But, you know, I'm not mad about it. It's to be expected. Blaze is kind of a supporting character in the series. Kind of like the Chaotix and, basically what I consider supporting characters is basically Team Chaotix, Team Dark, Blaze, Cream, Big, the Babylon Rogues. Those are what I consider, like, supporting characters. Technically speaking, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and Eggman are all main characters. I would consider Orbot and Cubot supporting characters, technically, as well. Same with Metal Sonic. He's definitely a supporting character. And I'm using the word supporting character because that's for, like, characters that show up every so often, but they're not, like, really in... They may be important when they do show up, but they're not, like, important to the overall mainline timeline of the respective series. They're just important when they do show up. Or they might just show up and not be important at all, like the characters in Sonic Forces were. The video is about to end, but I do want to say something. If they continue the formula they used in Sonic Frontiers, I think the next game should definitely focus on the Soul Dimension. It would be an excuse to bring Blaze back, maybe Marine, and it would be a complete missed opportunity if you didn't use this gameplay style to explore it. But I'm going to end up the video by...